Imagine this. The Vision Pro 2 isn't some distant dream. It's happening, and it's poised to redefine what Apple means by pushing the boundaries of innovation. This next leap in mixed reality isn't hype. It's backed by whispers from trusted insiders, detailed supply chain intel, and fresh developer insights all converging on one electrifying truth. Apple is deep into crafting the successor to its groundbreaking headset, with a potential launch wrapping up 2025. And hey, if you're as hooked on this as I am, drop a comment below. Would you snag one day one, or hold out for more details? Let me paint the picture of where we started. The original Vision Pro? It was nothing short of revelation, like stepping into a portal where digital worlds dance seamlessly with your own, apps hovering in midair, screens dissolving into ether, and the line between what's real and what's rendered turning deliciously fuzzy. Yet, at $3,499, it felt like a luxurious prototype, brilliant, but a tough sell for most wallets. Apple saw that crystal clear, and that's the spark igniting Vision Pro 2. This isn't about slashing prices to chase the masses just yet. It's a masterclass in elevation, honing the magic into something silkier, sharper, and built to last. Sure, the first model's charm masked a few Achilles' heels. Not the sleek lines or crystal clear visuals, but the subtle drag of its weight, the unwelcome warmth during marathon sessions, and that battery that whispered short story instead of epic saga. Behind closed doors, Apple's engineers are weaving fixes into the very fabric of this device, turning those whispers into a roar of reliability. Dive into the leaks, and it's like uncovering buried treasure, each one more tantalizing than the last. Word from the trenches has it that the M2 heart beating in today's Vision Pro is getting an upgrade to the beastly M5 processor. Skipping ahead like a tech time traveler, we're not nibbling at edges here. This is a seismic shift in raw power, sipping energy while sprinting through tasks with brains to spare. Picture a 10-core CPU split between 6 nimble efficiency cores and 4 powerhouse performers, paired with a 10 or 12-core GPU that laughs at complex renders. In the whirlwind of mixed reality, that spells buttery smooth app transitions, rock-steady frames, and scenes that pulse with life. Why does it matter so viscerally? Because in VR's embrace, flawless pacing isn't vanity. It's mercy for your senses, slashing nausea, easing weary eyes, and inviting you to linger in that alternate realm without a single regret. But hold on, the plot thickens with shadowy sidekick, the enigmatic R2 coprocessor. Remember how the debut models are one wizardry juggle feeds from a dozen cameras, a quintet of sensors, and half a dozen mics to sculpt a flawless echo of your surroundings? The R2 amps that symphony, turbocharging data fusion for lightning-low latency and pinpoint precision. We're talking eye tracking that snaps into focus like it reads your mind, gestures that flow as naturally as a breeze, and depth mapping so acute it feels clairvoyant. Unlock the gates to wizardry like foveated rendering, where the headset pours its graphical soul into whatever sliver of the scene steals your gaze, sparing the rest to stretch every what further. With tracking this dialed in, the illusion is flawless. No wasted effort, no thermal tantrums, just crystalline clarity where it counts and a battery that breathes easier for the long haul. Speaking of endurance, let's linger on that lifeline. The first Vision Pro squeezed out roughly 2 hours per charge, a respectable feat for its ambitions, but barely enough to tease the possibilities without tethering you to a wall. Enter the M5, forged on a sleeker node. Think 3 nanometers or tighter, delivering not just muscle, but a cool-headed thriftiness that insiders peg at 30 to 40% more runtime from the same humble pack. That's a chasm between a showpiece you admire from afar and a steadfast companion for brainstorming marathons, virtual huddles, or binge-worthy escapes that stretch into the evening. If you've strapped on the original, you know the awe, a visual feast wrapped in a frame that's equal parts marvel and minor burden. Apple isn't flipping the script on aesthetics this round. They're sculpting refinements, preserving the signature sweep of curved glass, the featherweight aluminum embrace, and that versatile strap ecosystem that adapts like a second skin. Beneath the surface, though, it's a renaissance. Whisper-quiet cooling that banishes heat ghosts, compact sensors punching above their weight and accuracy, and a redistributed poise that tricks gravity, making it perch lighter even at familiar heft. Now, let's chase the thrill where it hides, in the raw pulse of performance. The M5's neural engine steals the spotlight, a trillion operation per second dynamo, fueling AI sorcery, forecasting your wandering gaze, peeling you from chaotic pass-through backdrops, even divining your next flick of the wrist before it lands. Apple's chasing the holy grail of seamlessness, where a virtual apple yields to your grasp like the real deal, every millisecond a silent conspirator in the charade. Envision architects orbiting life-scale blueprints, filmmakers slicing volumetric footage in fluid strokes, or surgeons probing hologrammatic anatomies, all unfettered, zero stutter. Devs are already stress-testing lush environments, shader storms, and ML cascades on prototypes, all sans the dreaded slowdown from overheating. For the suits and the dreamers alike, that's the spark that ignites workflows into wildfires. You might be leaning in, hoping for a price plot twist. Will Vision Pro 2 finally flirt with affordability? Alas, the tea leaves say hold steady at $3,499. The bargain edition lurks further down the trail. This iteration's manifesto is mastery, not multitudes, honing the Silicon Symphony, Sensa Ballet, and software poetry to pristine heights before sprinkling tears for the everyman. Nail the essence, then scale the dream. Yet, in that pursuit lies a sly gift. Wrangling efficiency and taming thermals doesn't just soothe. It summons endurance for the ages, birthing sessions that blur into hours of unforced flow, deeper dives into edits, richer symphonies of teamwork, workflows that whisper rather than shout. And oh, the horizons and horizons. Beyond games and glamour, this could rewrite the rulebook for the white coat crowd. Surgeons charting operations in immersive precision, engineers dissecting bills at human scale, ethereal voids, production crews conjuring scenes on invisible sound stages. The beefed-up neural core supercharges that with onboard smarts. Snap transcriptions, gesture whispers decoded on the fly, menus that bloom with uncanny intuition, backdrops banished without a trace. All cocooned in Apple's ironclad privacy vault. Your glances, your sways, they never wander beyond the headset's horizon. In an arena crowded with Meta's open books and Samsung's shared scrolls, that's Apple's quiet thunder, intimate, unyielding. Then there's the canvas that captivates, those micro-OLED jewels already etching the finest lines in headset lore. No whispers of pixel upticks yet, but the M5's rendering finesse and foveation sorcery can etch illusions sharper still, motion ghosts exorcised, hues harmonized in perfect pitch. And that faint sound aglow after hours? The chipset's frugal fire keeps things crisp and chill, lenses fog-free, a subtle savior that dawns on you only in the wearing. As for the calendar dance, it's a tantalizing tease. The grapevine hums with a late 2025 curtain call, perhaps October's glow syncing with M5, debuting Macs and iPads. If the R2 plays coy, early 2026 beckons, no half-baked haste, just Apple's hallmark polish. Leakers nod in unison. Prototypes are humming in labs, battery trials unyielding, sensors singing true, SDKs sinking souls. Hardware's humming, software's the final verse. In the end, Vision Pro 2 isn't here to shatter molds. It's the artisan refining gold leaf onto an already luminous frame, easing it from spectacle to sanctuary. Longer breaths, silken strides, an intuition that hums like instinct. It's trading facades for feels, peddling immersion unmarred by the grind. For too long, headsets have bartered dreams for drawbacks. Stunning sights shackled by sweat, tracking triumphs truncated by timers. This could be the equilibrium we've craved. Truth be told, it's Apple's most pulse-quickening pivot in ages, camouflage and continuity, because true tempests often brew in the bowels of the machine. If those murmurs of thermal triumphs, latency vanishing acts, and stamina surges hold water, it vaults from curiosity to cornerstone for the vanguard. Pros, pioneers, and purists chasing the pinnacle. So are you geared up? If the stars align, Vision Pro 2 doesn't merely unveil tomorrow. It ushers you through the door to dwell there. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.